Let's talk about equipment for a moment. So the hero cameras were URSA Mini Pro, URSA Mini G2, and we also had the Pocket 6K. We have those in a variety of setups, some with teleprompter, some with map boxes, some really stripped down, some with a 7200 on, depending on which kind of shoot we were doing. This was all captured then with a Ronin S and a GH5. Now my preference, and we did test this quite a lot in the couple of days before we committed, was to have a Pocket 6K on the Ronin S, but in the event we couldn't get another Pocket 6K in time for the shoot, and we needed to have that in shot as a hero camera. So we kind of bit the bullet and said, well, Naoki and Ben are very familiar with the GH5, we'll just go with that, and we'll just have to watch our levels really carefully and make sure that everything's working, because it doesn't have as much latitude in post to knock it around as the Pocket camera and the URSA do. But in the event, it was more important for us to have a lightweight setup than it was to, say, take our other URSA out and put it on the Ronin 2, because that would have just been too much to handle with all the different locations and the extra baggage we would have needed and all of those other considerations that go with having a massive gimbal system over something relatively handheld. Now we had the Easy Rig for the guys so that they were able to use that and not get completely decimated, and Ben also had his Mavic 2 in Iceland so we get those establishing drone shots that you see at the beginning. Now there are a few situations where we actually did a little bit of lighting here. On those locations we weren't really doing much because it was all just natural light, but early in the morning in Iceland we got up before sunrise, snowplows hadn't been out yet, we drove to this national park and we set up in the car park there, nothing was ploughed, deep snow, and we just got these shots of us getting the tripod out, doing all of these gentle establishing things that set the mood of the piece. For that we lit with the Lycos panels, bounced it up into the interior of the car, and that just gave us enough level. And then we had another one off to the side, Ben holding it, just casting a little bit of light onto me, and then Naoki is sniping these shots. We got the lights of the car on, we've got the Lycos panel bouncing up into the roof, and it just gives us enough, just enough vibe to make it work. Now we did cheat a little bit here, because we didn't want to be flying the drone at night. The establishing shot of the car driving at night is a total cheat. That is shot in the daytime, it's a little bit overcast, but not very, and in post I just knocked it around a little bit. I did a whole day for night thing, brought the levels down, and then I tracked in some power windows for the car headlights, and it just sells the effect so that it feels like it's at night time, or at the very least early in the morning, and then it knits neatly with those other shots that we got, and you don't really, hopefully, give it a second thought. So that all pulls it together as this, we're up really early in the morning, we're trekking out, and then that fits with the pacing in the other shots where we're going out and doing the horse shoot early in the morning, where we're setting up in Barcelona and it feels like it's early morning but the sun's up now, and we're in the studio and we're unloading the van. All of these things, when we're walking to the corporate talking head and we've got the roller case and we're walking up into the building, they all hit their beats. And the vibe I'm going for with that, completely off the deep end here, is a little bit like in Kill Bill when Oren is coming in with a gang. You know, you get this idea of these different people coming from different locations, or in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, before you get to that climactic scene, you've got all of these different people traveling to the location, and then what's going to happen happens, and the music builds and supports that. We've got fast movements with the latches and then setup, and then we're into the exciting shots of the horse riding and the model shoots and all the rest of that in Iceland with the dramatic scenery. And I hope that vibe worked its way through, and that's what you feel when you're looking at these shots, because that was my intention when we were going into this.